Hi, I'm Don Riley with Elegant Home Podcast, and God bless America. It's a military weekend here at the Elegant Home Podcast. Our high winds come and go, but our young men and women to go in the military never say no.
This is the Elegant Homes Podcast with your home improvement expert, Don Riley. Don gives you weekly tips on the biggest investment you'll ever make, your home. Plus, Don talks to industry's leading professionals to make your home elegant. The Elegant Homes Podcast with Don Riley is powered by Marshall Chevrolet in Carrollton, Kentucky.
Welcome back to another episode of Elegant Homes. I'm your host, Don Riley, where we make every home elegant, one home at a time. And welcome to the special military edition. And we salute our men and women in uniform who give us everything on a daily basis. It is so wonderful to live in a country that we are free. I don't think people even grasp the ability to walk free in a country and do the things you want to do and speak your mind and just be free and have the right of religion and do these things that are just so wonderful to do that a lot of folks don't have in other countries. And I know for me personally, I'm grateful for the men and women who have laid down the foundation that is just give us this freedom. And some people take it for granted. I never do. I look at this overall, and, you know, with this military situation that we got in the country, I think we don't serve our men and women enough, and we need to have more platforms that talk more about our men and women who've given everything. We've lost a lot of lives for this country, and I'm just grateful. So we are honored today to have this special edition and honor these men and women who've given us all. So stay tuned today because we got a lot to talk about here at the Elegant Home Podcast. And, you know, and just like the military, they come in strong. Well, this week we're coming in strong and talking about winds. Winds are very, very high. And I've noticed just here in the last month or so, it seems like we've had a lot of whistling winds coming through. I know especially in my neighborhood. I know we've had several nights and weeks that this wind is just kicking. I don't know how many times I've had to take chairs off my front porch, off my back deck. And last night, man, we had a storm like you wouldn't believe. I heard whipping winds all night long, and I came out this morning to just a mess in the yard with chairs everywhere, lamps everywhere, tree limbs, just trash from neighbors' trash cans. So, winds are very strong, and people ask, what do you do to really protect yourself? Well, I say if you know a storm's coming in and you're a person that watches the weather a lot and tracks the weather, make sure you take those big items in the house that could get damaged. I noticed this morning I had some really nice chairs on my front porch that I had bought several years ago, and they got damaged a little bit just by, hitting the ground, knocking over, tumbling a little bit. So these are some things you can do just to protect your home. Also, if you have umbrellas, wind those umbrellas down. Take them out of the sleeve that goes into your actual table or dining room set and lay that thing flat on the ground so those winds can't destroy that table, because I've seen situations where those winds will take that awning in that table and just shoot it across the street. I mean, I've seen it where it'll pull the top decking boards off of the actual table. So do yourself a favor, get those things that are very precious to you and your family, your outdoor living spaces, and make sure you put everything in for when those high winds come in with those high storms. And make sure you protect everything. Also, grill covers. If you got a grill cover, tighten that thing down. Make sure you got, it's all the ends of it tied in a bow, and make sure everything's nice and tight, because that grill cover will fly off too. It's funny. I seen one of my neighbors yesterday chasing their trampoline down the road. One of their trampolines just came up. So make sure you pin those trampolines down too, because those things can really do some damage. I've seen those trampolines come up, fall on cars, houses, porches, go through people's front windows. So you got to remember that's aluminum, and then that's a nylon material. So that's like a parachute. As soon as that wind gets underneath there, gone. So make sure you tie your trampolines down and keep your house safe in these high winds. This is the Elegant Home Podcast. I'm your host, Don Riley. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Are you looking for that new truck, maybe that new Silverado, or maybe even that new Trail Boss? I'm telling you, those new Trail Boss look really good. You got to stop out and see my good friend Rob Marshall at Marshall Chevrolet in Carrollton, Kentucky. Their team is bar none the best. I bought all my vehicles for the Elegant Home Podcast right there, and I'm telling you, these guys get it done. Have you looked at their social media lately? They are shipping vehicles out the door left and right, and I'm telling you, their vehicles are top notch. I love Marshall Chevrolet in Carrollton, Kentucky, and I'll tell you why. They treat me and the Elegant Home Podcast like family. So stop out and see Rob and the gang, and they'll take care of you. And make sure you tell them that Don Riley, and I'm going to say it again, Don Riley from the Elegant Home Podcast sent you and your family to Rob Marshall Chevrolet in Carrollton, Kentucky.
The Marshall Auto Group has grown into one of the largest dealer groups in the state of Kentucky, and we're right in your backyard. With locations in Dry Ridge, Crittenden, and Florence, we're convenient and easy to get to. Plus, we have hundreds of new and used vehicles priced to make it worth your drive. We're a family-run business, making us easy to deal with. Come see us. Marshall Dry Ridge Toyota, Marshall Chrysler Dodge, Jeep and Ram, Marshall Motors of Florence, and Marshall Power Sports. The Marshall Auto Group, easy to get to, easy to deal with.
Welcome back to Elegant Homes. I'm Don Riley. We make every home elegant, one home at a time. We took a short break there. This is our military weekend right here at the Elegant Home Podcast. We're excited. This week, we're talking all about high winds. And, of course, we're talking about the highest level of the military you can go. And these are our great men and women that serve this great country. I want to salute a few folks. I want to salute Army. I want to salute Navy. I want to salute the Marines, and also I want to salute all of our men and women who have given all to their particular branch. And of course, you know, Army, Navy, Marines, these guys are tough. And of course, you know, it's amazing that these young men and women sign up for this great challenge to go in and protect this country, and I'm honored that they do that. And once again, we salute you here from the Elegant Home Podcast. Also, I want to salute Sean Rohr. Sean, salute you. Bob Snow, military, Navy man, Bob Snow. Stephanie Kemplin, I salute you. We want to salute Dan Johnson. Dan, I salute you. All these great soldiers who've given us all, and it's amazing that you guys have served and done your time for this great, great country. And, of course, let's salute the ones who have fallen and lost their lives protecting this country. We salute you right here at the Elegant Home Podcast, and we love you and care about you. And also, let's go back to the high winds. It's amazing. We were just talking, as we took a short break there, I was talking with our producers and team here, camera guy. And, you know, it's amazing. These winds, they seem to keep coming. And we've had just a whole month of nothing but high winds. It's been very unusual. I've never seen so many winds just cutting through our town over and over and over every week for multiple weeks now. So, and of course, last night was one of our worst. We had up to 80 to 90 mile an hour winds in certain areas. So, very detrimental to some neighborhoods. Also, you know, we talk a lot about the 360 walk around here at the Elegant Home Podcast. Do yourself a favor today. If you were in our town or another town that got high winds, make sure you walk around the house, check the house out, make sure your fascia is still attached, make sure you got no chairs or tables that have gotten broke. Or I actually had a brand new deck put on my home that I built last year and put a 6-foot, you know, aluminum railing all the way around my deck. Woke up this morning, one of the chairs had went into the deck and actually bent the railing. So now I'm gonna have to replace that post. So it's amazing what wind and items can do if you don't pin them down or if you don't make sure that everything's buttoned up when these high winds come in. And also mulch. I was amazed. All my mulch was everywhere this morning. So, and you know, it's all wet. So you really can't get your blower out and blow, you know, and clean it all up. Got to let it dry out a little bit, you know, so make sure everything comes off the concrete. So these are things that are just aggravating. But you know what? It's part of home ownership, and it's part of keeping everything elegant at your home. And we want to keep you safe as these high winds, come through. And our weather's rapidly changing. Our climate's changing. And you just got to make sure that you keep an eye out for storms coming in, tornadoes coming in, and protect yourself and your family. So right here at the Elegant Home Podcast, you heard it from us. Make sure you button everything down with these high winds coming in. And once again, it's been a military weekend here at the Elegant Home Podcast. And once again, we salute you men and women who've done everything for us in this great country. And I know me and my team, we love you. We appreciate you, and keep fighting the good fight. So right here at the Elegant Home Podcast, until next time, I'm Don Riley, your host, where we make every home elegant, one home at a time.